In today's video, we're going to talk about 10 tips for you to save money on your cruise. Because who doesn't love saving money? And you know what saving money means? More money for another vacation. And if you're new here, welcome. Make sure you don't forget to hit that subscribe button and the notification bell so you never miss another upload just like this. Let's get started into tip number 1, onboard credit. Now, if you are awarded an onboard credit, it'll be on your account when you are on the cruise. Perhaps you were given some onboard credit from a travel agent or through the cruise line directly, but you'll want to make sure that you don't forget about it and use that money. One way in particular that you can make sure that you optimize that money is to have it go directly towards your gratuities. Now, this is for your servers, your room steward, everyone behind the house that you don't see. That money will go towards them, so you make sure that you are using it and you don't have to worry about buying any souvenirs. Particularly if you're going to buy some souvenirs as well, I suggest to buy them off the ship just to save a couple dollars too. If you decided not to get the soda or the drink package, there are some ways that you can save some money as well. If you didn't know, cruises include water, coffee, tea, and some basic juices, orange juice and cocktail blends that you can get in the buffet lines. But also there's other ways for you to save some money when you want to have an alcoholic beverage. The first way would be to order the drink of the day. The drink of the day changes daily. It's a daily special and you can save $1 or $2 here and there, and that can really add up. Next, you'll want to look out for those drink punch cards. If you are on a cruise that is from 5 days to 7 days, you'll want to look out for those being offered on day 3 or 4 starting throughout the cruise. They are an offer for some really great priced drinks. And you can spread it throughout the entire family. It doesn't have to be one punch card per person. So huge discounts and savings if you can purchase a drink punch card. The next one is if you're sailing on Carnival. Run over to the Red Frog pub and be the first one there, and you will get a free drink on the house. But that one's a secret, so keep it on the down low. Or you could head over to the art auctions, have some free champagne while you peruse all of the beautiful artwork, or head over to the free liquor tastings and enjoy some of the samples of some rum. My next tip is to bring alcohol and soda on board. Now, you'll want to check with each cruise line to double check the regulations, as they can change, but check out this video up here in the cards or in the description box below for a further breakdown on this, but bring some alcohol and beverages on board with you. Now, it's really important to remember that if you're bringing some wine, I suggest for you to bring the screw-on caps. Forget any wine that has a cork and you would need a corkscrew. You won't want to have to remember to bring that along, or be like me where you actually broke a corkscrew and then still had to bring it to a bar to get it opened. Now here's the tricky part. When you bring your wine to a bar or you bring it to dinner, you don't want to be subjected to a corkage fee, which can be up to $25 on some cruise lines. Now, the most important thing if you are bringing soda and wine on board is to remember the packet in your carry-on. This is going to be carried on the ship with you. Do not put it in your checked luggage. They will check it once you go through security, and you will be good to go if you bring it on board with you. Tip number 4 is to eat a big breakfast when you are in port. If you're headed off the ship for an excursion, eat a big breakfast if your excursion doesn't include lunch. Or if you just plan to spend the day roaming around the port, you can have a big enough lunch and breakfast to hold you over as you explore the new city. Perhaps you just plan to do a little bit of shopping, roaming around, and you want to make your way back to the ship and have lunch as well, and then still have some time to go back out and do some more shopping and exploring. You can do that as well. Now, one thing to note about having lunch in a port of call doesn't mean that you're always going to have the most authentic and local cuisine. I always find that you see a lot of Senor Frogs, Margaritavilles, these touristy locations that are often going to overcharge you for a plate of nachos. So not the most local food and kind of expensive compared to a local restaurant. If you want to go local, you'll have to go a little bit farther out from the port, and that's where you'll see some savings and get that local cuisine. But we always kind of opt for eating a late lunch, so no matter what we do that day, hop back on the ship and have a late lunch on the ship, saving you some money. Tip number 5 is go to the spa services. They have pamper parties and raffles. Make sure you check these out because who doesn't like freebies and discounts? I've actually won in spa services before, and I received a $50 credit to be used in the spa. So I went and got a massage. Now keep in mind, this doesn't cover the full cost of the massage, but if you're gonna be interested in doing a massage, hey, who doesn't want a discount? Next, if you're going to be checking out the spa, make sure you check out if they have passes, day passes, or full cruise passes for the steam room, and if they have special saunas and mist showers. Sometimes you can have a full pass throughout the cruise for you to use all those services, even a pool perhaps, and some really nice facilities for you to use and enjoy some R&R. Oftentimes, these spa packages can be cheaper than booking a treatment, so you'll just want to keep that in mind. Another way to save money in the spa is to do a treatment on a port day. The spa has a harder time filling up all of their reservations on the books in a port day because people are off and exploring. So if you want to do a treatment, I suggest doing it on a port day, but early enough in the morning so you can still go out and explore the city. Tip number 6 is to skip the Wi-Fi package. Now, if you can't skip the Wi-Fi package altogether, my biggest suggestion is to buy it ahead of time. You can save 10 to 15% if you need to buy it. But if you want to pretend like it's 1990 and just enjoy the cruise without being connected, that is the biggest way to save and do so. Coverage can really vary from ship to ship, so you can experience purchasing a internet package on one cruise and then purchasing it on another and having really different experiences, or at least that's what I have experienced. Some ships have a lot of dead spots and not as fast coverage, and you really think, am I getting my money's worth? Now, if you do experience really bad coverages and things like that, sometimes there's outages and you can get reimbursed for those minutes used and everything in that regard. So double check with guest services if that happens to be the case. My last tip on Wi-Fi is to use the opportunity to speak with some of the crew. Strike up that conversation during dinner and ask your server where they go to use Wi-Fi. 9 times out of 10, they're gonna know some of the best places to get free, fast Wi-Fi close to the port. Tip number 7, cash is king. You're gonna wanna carry a lot of cash with you on a cruise because in many ports, cash is still king, and you'll wanna carry small bills with that cash. In particularly, a lot of times, cash is used in the straw markets for souvenirs, things like that, where they don't have a credit card option. In a lot of ports, you can have a discounted price when you pay cash. If they do have an opportunity for you to use credit cards or not, you're gonna wanna use cash and save that extra money. Another reason for have exact change in small bills is that a lot of times, for example, if you pay in dollars, you might get back some Bohemian dollars if you don't pay with exact change. That is because they will have a 1-to-1 ratio. 1 Bohemian dollar is equal to 1 US dollar in these ports. They don't figure out an exchange rate and it's just 1-to-1, and you're often given back Bohemian coins, for example, which the banks don't change back coins anyway, so it's kind of useless for you. So that's where the exact change is really helpful to have. You'll also want to carry some small bills for any crew members that go above and beyond, and you want to recognize them for that. Tip number 8 is the specialty dining restaurants. You can either eat in the dining restaurants or not to forgo this and save a bit of money, but if you want to check these out, I have a few tips for you. First being, eat in the specialty dining restaurants on the first night. Often you can have a restaurant all to yourself, meaning that you have some of the most attentive servers, and they have often some specials like discounted wine, things of that nature for you to enjoy if you eat in a specialty restaurant on the very first night of the cruise. Or you can take a look into some of the specialty dining packages. You'll want to look out for these if you want to eat in a specialty restaurant maybe more than 3 times or so, and you can save some money over the course of the cruise, having lunch in a restaurant and dinner. With those packages, it's the best way to save money if you're going to eat in them. Tip number 9 is not to overpay on charges. This is where you're going to want to look at your bill when you are at the bar, the spa, or the fitness center for those fitness classes. Gratuity has already been included, oftentimes 18 to 20% included automatically, but you'll still see a blank line for you to add any additional gratuity. But if you're not looking carefully, you might not think that it is included, and then you're double paying, spending way more than you need to on a gratuity. Now keep in mind, this line is there for a reason for those crew members who do that exceptional work above and beyond, and where you really can admire their hard work and leave them that extra tip, and that's where this is meant for. Before we reveal number 10, make sure you give this video a big thumbs up if you're enjoying, and we'll get right into the last one here, and it is make sure you check your statement. Your cruise statement is usually available in a few different ways. Some cruise lines even have kiosks throughout the ship. You can put your ship card in and see where your charges are, or you could go to the guest services desk and ask for a printout. Or if the cruise line has an app, a lot of times you can check your billing statement on there as well. Point being, you're gonna wanna be checking it throughout the cruise to make sure that you are staying on track with your charges and there's no surprises at the end. Before the last day of your cruise, you're gonna wanna check your statement through any of those varying options, because on the last day of the cruise, there's usually a long line with people asking questions about their statement or paying their bill in cash. So avoid the guest services on the last day and figure out your bill before then. Now that was a lot of ways for you to save money on your cruise. So you might be thinking you don't want to apply every single one of those, and that's okay. Because if you start applying too many of them, and this is your one vacation out of the year, cutting too many corners might take away from your experience. So you'll want to use your best judgment in combining all the ways for you to save money once you are on your cruise. So saving money is up to your personal preference on how you want to enjoy your special cruise and your vacation. So I hope you have enjoyed this video. If you did, let me know in the comments below what is your favorite way to save some money while you are on a cruise, or if you have a tip that we didn't mention, let us know and share it with us in the comment section below. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video. Until next time, ciao for now.